Good afternoon, grade 11s. Today we are talking about functions. So the first function that I want to talk about is, let's see. So the first function that I want to talk about, it's the straight line. So one thing that we need to understand about a straight line, we have an equation of a straight line, which is y is equal to mx plus c. M in this case, it represents the gradient or the slope, the slope of the graph. How slant it is it positive slant or negative slant? And we have C there, so represent a y-intercept of the function. All right, so an example of a straight line, it could be something of this nature, or it could be something of this nature. So one thing that we need to understand about a straight line is if it's facing this direction, let me see. Sorry about that. If I have my straight line and this is the X line and this is the Y line, let's say we have a straight line going like that and we have a straight line going like that. Now I want to use another line, another color, and then we have a straight line going in this direction. So the difference between these two straight lines, this one we say it has a gradient that is greater than 0. So that would mean it has a positive gradient and it's called an increasing function. And then this one that is here, it has a gradient that is less than 0, which is what we call a decreasing function. So the properties of a straight line. So we have what we call the domain and the range. So when we're talking about the domain, we're talking about all the x values of these two functions where the graph is defined. So one thing that I would love us to check on this function, if I were to monitor this straight line from here to here, so that this arrow indicates that it's going downwards and this arrow indicates that it's going towards that direction. So what I would want us to look at, do you see that if I were to trace this straight line, it will keep on moving. So it will be from your negative infinity to positive infinity. The graph will move continuously. So it will never stop. So that would mean the domain of this graph, x is the element of real numbers. So all the x values, they are defined for this graph. Even for this one here, it's the same thing. Even for this one, it's defined. We don't have where the x value, where we say the x value of this graph stops. It moves continuously. So the x is the element of real numbers, or we could say x is the element such that it moves from minus infinity to positive infinity. So it's moving from minus infinity to positive infinity. Same applies with this graph. And then, so we are focusing on the domain, we're focusing on the x values, but on the range, we're focusing on the y values. So let's go and trace the y values of this graph. Let's trace the y values of this graph. Let's see. If we were to look at the y values of this graph, look at it. Look at the y values. If I were to read y, and the graph is continuous moving. So the y values, they also moving continuously. The graph, remember, it will keep on going towards this direction. So the y values will be decreasing to the side. the y values will be increasing to that side, but there's no point where we say the y values are stopping by. So that would mean the y values, the element of real numbers, or y is the element such that y is from minus infinity to positive infinity, as you can see. So those are the things that you also need to know about your straight line. All right, so we have what we call now, as we said, we have the equation of a straight line, which is mx plus c. So how do we get the gradient? The gradient is the change in y divided by the change in x, which is the same as the y2 minus y1 all divided by x2 minus x1. All right. So supposing that you given the gradient as minus 2 and a y-intercept to be a 17, and I'm told to find the equation of a straight line. So you can use two formulas for this. So we have a formula that is y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1. Or it could be 2 here, 2 there, it's still the same thing. Or y equal to mx plus c. So let's see, what is it that we given to us? So you need to remember y-intercept implies that the x is 0, y is 17. So that's what it means. That means that this is the point of the graph, or this is the point of the graph. They're talking about this point when they're talking about the x-intercept, the y-intercept. This is where the graph cuts y. It cuts y at point number 17. But this one, it has a negative gradient, so probably the graph could take that direction. So it's positive, it could take this direction. So that would mean I could use this and say, okay, I have y minus, what is y1 here? There it is, it's 17, equal to my gradient, it's minus 2. X, what is this value? There it is, it's 0, which is y is equal to this multiplied by this, it's minus 2x. If you take this to that side, it becomes plus 17, because minus 2 times 0 is going to be 0. Or you could use this one, y is equal to mx plus c. So I'm told that the gradient is given to me as minus 2, and then I'm told about the y-intercept, which is plus 17. So either way, it will always give you the same answer. So let's say maybe we have a gradient. Let's say we have a gradient of this nature. Let's say maybe we given the 2 points. Let's say we given point K into, which is 3 minus 2, and L into minus 4 minus 3. So I'm told to find the equation of a line here. So that means for me to find the equation of a line, the first thing I need to do, I need to calculate the gradient, y2 minus y1 all divided by x2 minus x1, which is equal to, so it could be y of L or y of K, it's your choice. In my case, I'm going to choose L. So it's minus 3 minus into, since it's negative here, it's minus 2 all divided by, since I started this side, my x will be minus 4 minus 3, which is equal to minus 3 plus 2 over minus 7, which is minus 1 over minus 7. Then we have a positive gradient there. And then we say we have y minus y here. Let's take 1, m into x minus x1. So that means I'm going to have y minus, where is my x1? It's my choice. As I said, this is y1 and that. So that will mean I'm going to take this as minus 2. Gradient, it's 1 over 7 into x. Where's my x there? It's minus into minus 3. And then we have y plus 2 here. 1 over 7x. Negative times negative, it's a positive. So I'm going to have plus 3 over 7. Then I take this to that side, 1 over 7x plus 3 over 7 minus 2, which is y will be equal to 1 over 2x. What is this? 2 times this, it's minus 14 plus 3. So that's like minus 14 plus 3, that's minus 11 over 7. So there is my equation of my straight line. I hope that makes sense. It's not bad, guys. It's not bad. So this is 2 times this, it's minus 14. Okay. All right. Let's see what we can do. Also here. Okay. But so far, let's say you're given y is equal to 2x minus 4. And then they tell you to plot this graph. The first thing that you do is you need to calculate the x-intercept. The x-intercept will let y to be equal to 0. So that means I'm going to have 0 is equal to 2x minus 4. Take this to the side. I'm going to have minus 2x equal to minus 4. Divide by minus 2. Divide by minus 2. X is equal to positive 2. And then y-intercept will let x to be equal to 0 here. So that will mean I'm going to have y equal to 2 of 0 minus 4, which is equal to minus 4. So that will mean this is what I have here. I have positive 2 and 0. And I have 0 and minus 4. And the gradient of the graph is positive. So I know the shape of the graph. So that will mean my graph is going to look like this. This is my x. This is my y. And then I'm going to, it must cut at positive 2x. Say positive 2, it's here. Minus 4, let's say it's somewhere here. So the graph is going to go like this. So about that, it must be a straight line. Straight line there. So this is y is equal to 2x minus 4. So that's how you do your straight line. Those are the most important things that you need to know. So this is my part 1 of my functions. I would also love you to follow me for more information where we're going to go for part 2, the parabolic functions. I'll share my link where you can get the full video on YouTube. Thank you very much, grade 11s. Mathematics, it's not bad at all. It's just that it needs one to practice. So what I've learned about mathematics is you don't go to bed without doing mathematics and science. So I would love to leave this thing here. Thank you very much for listening. Goodbye. All right. So we're here. Recording.